one, he's the one, he's the one who placed money in the mouth of fish. He's the one, he's the one, he's the one who placed money in the mouth of fish. He's the one, he's the one, he's the one who placed money in the mouth of fish. He's the one, he's the one, he's the one. He's so great, he's so great, ooh, he's so great, ooh, he's so great. Above Yehovah placed his hand upon the bread. By Yehovah placed his hand upon the fish. Abba Yehovah placed his hand upon the bread. Abba Yehovah placed his hand upon the fish. And multiply, yeah, he multiply. And multiply you, he multiply, ooh, he multiply, he multiply, ooh, he multiply you, he multiply through his son, Yahushua Mashiach, ooh, through his mighty son, Yahushua HaMashiach, through his mighty son, Yahushua HaMashiach, the mighty one, my eternal one, my greater one, ooh, yeah, 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 he's the one, my destiny is too great. My assignment is too big. His heart desire for me is too important. So I watch for who is my friend. I'm much careful who is my friend. Who is my friend? Walk with the wise, so you will be wise, yeah. Walk with the great, yes, you will be great. Walk in the light, oh, so you will see your way. Yahushua Mashiach, he's the light. He's the wise one, he's the greater one. He make me great, and make me wise. So I say my way, he's the light. He's the one, he's the one, he's the one. He's the one. Don't walk with a fool. Don't be foolish. Don't walk with a fool. And don't be foolish. Don't walk with a fool. Don't be foolish. You can walk with ants and expect to be fat as the elephant. You can walk with a rat and expect to roll as the ox. You can walk with flies and expect to fly as the eagle. Yeah, oh, yeah, mama said, girl, no, you can hang around me. No, you can hang around me. Yeah. Lower my sight of people. Negativity. You can hang around me. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, negativity. You can hang around me. It's a new day. It's a new season now. It's my new one. Yeah, a new season walked out of 5 loaves of bread. What in right into 12 basket full overflow is the season. Is the time clock. Hearable say, Santa Labu. A season of great glory overflows. Is Yahuwah. He's the one, he's the one, he's the one. He's the one, he's the one, yeah. He's the one who placed money in the mouth of fish. He's the one, yes. He's the one. He's the one.
Amen. Amen. To this powerful again inspiration from Abba Yahuwah. A time will come when all these songs, will be resung, refound. To the glory of Abba Yahuwah by then, powerful anointing already overflowing. I can also call this a practicing time, okay? Yes, step by step before you know it. Whoo, take off. like that of an angel. All right, now, family, we just begin, the part 3 of this wonderful message already titled For You and Me, and by Yehovah. Yehovah finished touched in me. He is a blast of miracle. Right in the presence of my enemy, part 3. In case I share this in the news feed, just come in contact. You haven't listened to 1 and 2, please kindly go and listen to them because this is a segment, being called part 3. Now we have come a long way, okay? So don't be lazy. Go and listen to 1 and 2. So what Abayewa is doing over here is teaching, alphabet. Excuse me. It's like I'm so much sold into alphabet. This woman. That is, Abayewa is teaching verses by verses. We are dealing with this powerful scripture, the most powerful scripture on earth, which is the very Psalm 23. Everyone, both unbeliever and pagan, they knew this very Psalm. Very popular. Psalm 23. No, but the perverse it, the unbeliever that perverse it. But we are using it over here to the glory of Abba Yehovah. Listen to part 1 and 2, all right? So we are already at verses 3. Okay. Family, I'm sorry because I promised to read the book of Yeshua 49, but I just run it through and I see it's almost over 40 verses to 50 verses. I said, there's no room for that. I don't want this message to spread over, part 4. So I want to end it at part 4. So if you have it, you can kindly read it. It was a powerful restoration. We are dealing with restoration. Listen to 2. You see the glory of restoration. All right, now. The place I want to deliberate on or liberate on in this verses 3. It said, He restoreth my soul. All right, now we have already done with that. Like the woman of issue of blood. Do you know what that is? For someone to be bleeding and bleeding and bleeding for what? 12 good years. According to law, she is not allowed to go close to family. If she have a husband, the husband is going to leave her run away because the law forbids that. All right. I think Numbers chapter 19, it forbids that. Everyone, now she is unclean for a whole 12 good years. But as soon as she met the author of life, where I quoted Mark chapter 5, she got a restoration. Now be restored back to husband, be restored back to family, be restored back to friends. He restoreth my soul. What about the madman at the graveyard? Everyone write him off. You are dead already. That is the shadow of the valley of death. He got a restoration. As soon as the author of life, the very good shepherd, come around him, he received a restoration. What about the one that dead a girl of 12 years old? Everybody's weeping, crying over her. She got a restoration back to the family. All right, now what about the woman at the well of water, John chapter 4? Broken. In fact, this sister broke her into pieces. For a woman to go through heartbreaking 6 good times, she got a restoration. Now she's being known at the street as a prostitute. Jumping from one husband, not boyfriend, husband. All right. She now came to the seventh May, restoration. That's it. This is my turn to shine. So right now, the part I want to talk about it is He leadeth me. Can I read it again so that I won't be misquoting over here? He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. All right, what is righteousness? Having the right stand with Abba Yehovah. Right now, He leads me to make right decision. He leads me to make right choice. He leads me to, to pray, to do things rightly. This is how He leads me. Not to fall into the hands, the twister. Actually, you're not going to die. No, when you eat it, you will be productive. And when you will be like God. No. I don't want to take that step. So He leads me now in the path of righteousness. That is to have right stand with Abba Yehovah. Who lead, some prophet and some righteous people. Yehoshua make it so clear. I think Matthew 13, of course. No, I think I'm very sure. 100, in fact, 1 trillion times. He said, okay. This thing I give unto you, this vision. Okay. The prophets want to hear what you hear. They cannot hear. And the righteous want to see what they see, but they cannot see. Who makes them righteous? That is self-righteousness. That is the righteousness dragon gate. You don't have righteousness simply means having the right stand, and you don't have it. And prophet simply means you take a vision direct from Abba Yehovah, you disclose it here on earth where you are blind, you are deaf, you can't hear. That is dragonic. So now Allah is the dragon. Okay, Allah now He led them into those. All right now, the duplicate. But He leads me in the path of righteousness to make right decision, not to choose wisely. So right now, for what? For His name's sake, the Yudhe Wahe. Let me put some into that. Proverbs. I love my Abba Yehovah. I kiss my father's feet. It's so lovely, okay? Right now, here I am, Proverbs chapter 3, I think 5 to 8. Trust in Yehovah with all thy heart, and learn not unto thy own understanding. Don't choose by yourself, by flesh, by carnal, by feeling. Don't. The first woman did. She got crushed. 6. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. Be not wise in thy own way. And the woman, when she not saw the tree, she desired the tree to make someone wise. Find wisdom in the new wisdom from the serpent. No, don't be wise in your own eye. Fear Yehovah and depart from evil. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. All right now, I put that already, okay? So this brings about, for His name's sake. Let's also put that one. For His name's sake. He did it for His name's sake. Not because of my righteousness, not because of my qualification, not because of my obedience, not because of, I listen, not at all, none of me. I decrease. His glory increase. His mercy. He did it all. Okay. All right, now we are treating another part of His name's sake. Here I am, Ezekiel 36, I read 22. Where is it? No time to waste. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yehovah Elohim, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye are profane among the holy. Where you went, I'm not doing it for you, but for me, He leads me in the path of His, in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. He does things. He said, Pharaoh, I created you for the reason to use you as an, experiment for people to know that I am my side of unforgiveness. Sorry, you dead not 35 now. Okay, 33. Thus saith Yehovah Elohim, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities. The waste shall be built, the waste, the waster, the destroyer. Allah is the destroyer, is the waster, so that is also his name. Genesis 3, he destroyed over there. Listen at 34. And the desolate land shall be tilled. Whereas Abiyawa said unto the man Adam, Genesis 2, he said, till the Garden of Eden. Someone else now come and said, no way. Listen. He said the desolate land now is going to be tilled, okay? Whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And they shall say, he's speaking of the land of Israel anyway. The land, synagogue of Satan occupied it now. But Abiyawa is coming to, Yehoshua is coming rather to kick them out and throw them into where they came from. 35. And they shall say, this land that was once desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and the desolate and ruined city are become fenced and inhabited. All right now, let me pause it over. They say, I am doing this restoration for my holy name's sake. He leaded me in the path of righteousness. That also brings about Deuteronomy chapter 8. Okay, so now I gave you power to make it, to build 5 houses. All right, to build 5. And don't ever say your power, give it, you did it by your power. So after you are building powerful houses, come on, princess, don't ever say you did it by your power. Yahuwah gave her the power. I begin to play lottery, like I said at part 2. A guy, very handsome guy, I think that is angelic guy because his look and the way it was so beautiful. You can't find that such look here on earth. I know it's an I know it's Yahushua Mashiach. Anyway, I knew he was so fat, unspeakable. Right now, what happened? He gave me Psalm 23, Psalm 24. He said I should use it to play lottery. Spiritually, right away, I play lottery, I win many millions, countable of dollars. Physical, now begin to run with this race. I play lottery for 2 good years, nothing. Zero. Say what? So in this small scene, now let me know that this is going to restore me. Just like a lottery. Okay, lottery. You won a lottery. That is a money you never worked for. Glory or blessing you never labored for. I just give it to you. For his name, what? Sake. That is Deuteronomy chapter 8. He did it for his name's sake. For his name to be glorified. For you to praise him for me. And that is why he did it. For you to know that he's alive. Listen to part 2. Yeah, according to the ability I have for them, put his song together to the glory of his name. That is what the Edo song actually means. All right. He did it for his name's sake. All right now, so we spread that over to verses 4. We are already in verses 4. Tehillim Psalm 23, verses 4. Yea, even though, should I take it again? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Let's hang it over there. We're coming to the other one. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Or should I finish it? I will fear no evil. Which evil do we need to fear? Death is so terrified. So first of all, I want to see the people that walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Like how we already at part 1. We all are going through this shadow of the valley of death. But let's explain it more. I want to give a kind of a picture, okay, for you to know what the shadow or what the valley of the shadow of death is before we not dig more into it. Right now, here you can take this account from that of Job. He really went through the shadow, the valley of the shadow of death. Yes, he went through it. All 10 children, got killed. Everything. That was his valley. That was his valley. Okay, he was already there. Listen now. I'm not read some part. Until 42, he never got no restoration. He was in pain. All his body was broken. I read now. Everybody speaking against him. They said, this evil come upon you because of your sin. All right, the friends that's supposed to comfort him, they put sorrow upon sorrow into his life. They begin to call him name. You use your hand to bring this disaster up. Where can you say, Almighty Jehovah is the one doing? No, 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 no. It is your wickedness. It is the evil you use your hand to do. These are the people that are supposed to stand by. He lost it all. Listen, now the only bone of his bone also do the same. Here I am. Then Job chapter 2, verses 9 to 10. Then said his wife, this was the only thing left for him to stand as a helper. What is a woman? You are a helper unto your husband. When he now come to the valley, sorry, no helper over there. Oh, she packed off. Only Yehovah we found there. Then said his wife unto him, doest thou still retain thy integrity? Cast Yehovah into. I don't need you anymore. Da! But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women. Who is the fool? He said the fool used their own hand. A foolish woman used her own hand to tear a house down. Who does that? The first woman writes in Genesis 3. She brought about this destruction today. She brought about the valley of the shadow of death. And you are also speaking like her. Instead of you being my helper, now you are turning against me also. You say I should die. So you don't want me to remain in this earth. And when the case gets tough, in the shadow of the valley of death, everybody will reject you. I'm a living witness, okay? But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women that don't want to be, you want to tear them. Speaketh, what? Shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh, and shall we not receive evil? But Yahweh create all things. He said, yea, even the evil, the wicked in the day of evil. In all this did not Job sin with his lips. He still retained. Say, yea, though I walk through it, I will not fear no evil, because you are with me. You see, so in your darkest hour, this valley of shadow of death, him alone needs to be seen around you. It's going to be of a great comfort unto you. Let me also give you a picture of the people that went through this valley of the shadow of death. Daniel chapter 3, Azarias, Ananias, and Michael also went through it. They hold on to their integrity and said, no, I will not deny Yahuwah. Let me go through it. The good news is that you're going to go through it. You're not going to remain there. All right, now. Who again? Daniel. Okay, chapter 6. He also went through this valley of the shadow of death. And in all this valley upon valley, Yahuwah has never ever forsaken his own. So let us put some who've been through the valley. I'm just as an illustration, not just an illustration, is what happens in order for you to understand what the valley, this earthly valley simply is. Okay, now, Adasa chapter 4, stroke chapter 5. She also went through the valley of the shadow of death, because the king gave just one command. If you come to knock at my door, when I did not send you a letter that I need you, one penalty, what? Death. And she now say, if I perish, I perish. She now put on what? Royal garment. And now if I perish, I perish. He said, no, my staff will comfort you. So in that shadow of the valley of death, there is always a comfort. Always a comforter. We are coming to that. All right, now here I want to dig more now into it in another form. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 1. For the law having a shadow of good things to come. The law is a shadow. Like I said, treated the one message that I did not too long, that Yahushua is the law is Yahushua. You are your shadow. There's never no way you can separate yourself from the shadow. Your shadow is you. You is your shadow. Your shadow is you, and you are your shadow. And there is a death, and this death also have a shadow. The royal law, have a shadow of the real you. Your shadow is you. You are your shadow. All right? You are one in two different dimensions or different form. The real you, there's no one here on earth without a shadow. So the royal law is Yahushua, shadow, while Yahushua is the real. Your shadow is you in person. And you are the real you. And your shadow is you. You functioning interdimensional. All right. I can also call your shadow in another form your spirit, right? Because you cannot really see your spirit the way it is. But your shadow is going to be reflected to you that you are too. You operate into different dimension. Okay, the physical part now is your physical world, while your shadow is reflecting your spiritual world. You can never differentiate your shadow from you. The real you is you. The unseen one is your shadow. They both goes together. That is the law. Now it said we have a shadow of death over here, and the death is a shadow, and shadow is a death. Let's see who is the shadow. It's one person, but in two different dimensions. That can say the shadow is the spiritual, while the death is the real. Rebo Shandayaba. Here I am, Genesis 2. I'm reading 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Do you see the death? Is the Ogiwu, the king of death. Right away, they put this into action. And don't dare this first man, first woman. They don't fear Yehovah. Chapter 3. They test it to want to do it. And that brings about death today for you and me. And we are not in the shadow of death. All right? But the real death, it is the link of fire. The real death, it is the link of fire. The shadow, that is what Adam went through the shadow. Every other one, my mother, every other one is going through the shadow, through the shadow, through the shadow. The real death himself, it is the link of fire. That's what we are talking about in this very valley of the shadow of death. Here I am, Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, Ogiwu, which is in the angel of the bottomless pits, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is called Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue had his name Apollyon. Okay, what is Abaddon in the Hebrew? Simply means the angel of death. From where Genesis 3, when they test it, that is where we got this shadow of death. Everyone is still passing through it, except those that is going to be given a glorified body now, those that is going to rapture. That's why he said, Mark chapter 9, 1-7, that said, there are some of you over here, you will not taste this death. All right? So there's physical death, there's spiritual death. I can call the physical one the shadow of it all. And the spiritual one is the second death. Okay, right now in Greek it's being called Apollyon. What does that mean? Simply mean the destroyer. You want to know how the destroyer works? Go to Exodus 12, either 21 or 23 or 27. It says, I'm going to send the destroyer to slay every firstborn. That is how it works. It is the angel of death. He slew them all overnight. Every single firstborn in the land of Egypt, they were being slaughtered. By who? By the angel called destroyer. In Greek, Apollonius simply means destroyer. He destroyed the first man and the first woman. Right in Genesis 3, he destroyed her, okay? He is a destroyer. Romans chapter 5, verses 12, I read, wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, not some men, upon all, for that all have sinned. Did you get that? Including our Messiah walked through this valley of the shadow of, he tasted what is called death. I mean, Yahushua tasted the shadow of death. Because the real death itself, it is the link of fire. So the shadow himself also tasted it. Let's see how we walk through, even in our death state. We are still seeing the shadow or the real death itself. Here I am, Luke chapter 16. You can take it from 19 to 31. I'm going to jump over and jump over and jump over. All right, in hell, he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, is talking about the rich man, okay? Being in torment, and seeth Abraham far off, and Lazarus in his bosom. You know, that guy suffered here on earth. He walked through the valley. These are the one that walked through the shadow, the valley, or the shadow. No, he walked through the valley of the shadow, but not the death itself. The death is the link of fire. That is where the rich man are. All right, now 24. And he cried and said unto Father Abraham, have mercy upon me, and sent Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, For I am tormented in this place, in this flame. You get that? And Abraham said unto him, so what am I saying over here? That is, they are seeing people being tortured. They are hearing the torment of people. The people over there can see them. They are looking straight away to second. Death is so dreadful. It is so dreadful. It is so dreadful, unspeakable. This is how we went through the shadow. Orobo Shanda, the valley of the shadow of death. Father Abraham saw death, which is the second death, the link of fire. He saw it with his own two eyes. Lazarus also did. All the Old Testament saints did. In fact, the bosom of Father Abraham, while you are there, you are hearing torment from the link of fire. You are hearing torture. You are hearing lamentation. You are seeing, and it is heartbroken. It is heartbreaking, excuse me. It is heartbreaking. So this is how we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Father Abraham saw it all. All of them, not just him alone. All right. All the Old Testament. From Adam, let's saw this read death. You see, tormented. He said, dip your hand in water. Please come, not bring me water. That I will be, it's going to be asking too much. Just dip your hand in the cold water. Come and touch my throat. That is horrible, heartbreaking. That is the death itself. You can't handle that, isn't it? It's better you walk through it, but don't remain there. Now, Matthew 27, 50 to 53, you will see all the Old Testament saints. They were all there. So you can do the course trekking by yourself, okay? Again, Matthew chapter 4, verses 15 to 16, you're going to also see even the prophecy of Prophet Yeshayahu over there, okay? These are the people that sat in the region of death. These are the people that, okay, maybe I'm going to read. All right, now here I am, Matthew 4, I read 16, you can take it from 15. The people which sat in the darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is shined upon. Who are they? The Old Testament saints. They were sitting in this shadow of death, hearing people lamentation. See how they've been tortured. See how they be oppressed. See how helpless, hopeless they are. It is heartbreaking. Now, who is this angel of death? Let's put some more. Isaiah 6, you can read it all. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also Yahuwah sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it, listen, above it stood the seraphims. The seraphims, they are the highest order of all angels. The seraphims, they are the one to cleanse you. They are the one to prepare you for ministry. They are the one to forgive your sin. That's why the seraphim is the highest order of all angels. Right now, what is seraphim? Seraphim simply means the burning ones, the fiery ones, the ablaze one. That is plural. Now, when you now take it down to singular, what is it being called? Seraphs. And what could that be? Fiery flying serpents. These are the DNA. These are the true essence of Abba Yahuwah. The serpent, the fallen seraphim, is the angel of death. He is the torment of the link of fire. He is the shadow. He is the death. The shadow is he. He is the shadow of death. He is the death, which is the eternal link of fire, the fallen seraphim. He fell out of glory. I put some is the power of wonders. He is the one walking in the Christian, the one they call ghost fire. Ghost came from a dot pulsing. Holy Spirit has no ghost. He is the source of life. He is the source of life. But that of the Christian, they will say ghost fire. Check it out. Ghost came from a dot pulsing. You can do the course tracking by yourself. All right, now here I am, the same chapter, Isaiah chapter 40, verses 29, another name for seraphims. Rejoice not, thou, O Philistine, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a crooked, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. It is being called rod. Seraph simply means fiery flying serpent. It's also being called rod, okay? They are the highest angel in heaven. The highest order of all angels. They stood above. Right, okay, it goes this way. They are the crown of Abba Yahuwah. They crowns Abba Yahuwah head with power. glory. They are the power of signs and wonder. Huh? The Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, is the power of conception, is the power of resurrection, is the power of wonder. That is why he is also being called the fallen one, the seraphim. He's also being called Beelzebub, the prince of devils. He is the king of the bottomless pit, also being called Abaddon, or Abaddon, and meaning what? The angel of death. Oriba Shande Baba. Apollon, meaning what? The destroyer. He killed. He is a destroyer. Here I am. Exodus 4 1 to 4. And Moshe answered and said, But behold, they will not believe me and hearken unto my voice, for they will say, Jehovah had not appeared unto thee. And Jehovah said unto him, What is in thy hand? And he said, A rod, a serpent. Is the authority of Abba Jehovah. And he said, Cast it down, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground. And it now became what? Serpent. And Moshe fled from before it. And Yahweh said unto him, all right now, it now become the staff. It's also being called staff rod. Is the rod of Aaron. Is the serpent, the power of what? This is seraphims. When it's being called plural, it's fire. The very ablaze one. It's also being called water. It's also being called oil. It descends as a dove. The fallen one is the angel of death. Is the power of wonder. We see that of Abba. Well, let's do the cross trekking now. The ghost fire in the Christendom. Allah himself. Allah himself. I love my father. I love Abba Yehovah. I love my maker. Here I am. Exodus chapter 7. I'm taking from 10. And Moshe and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as Yahweh had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and he became serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers and the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantment, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. You see, serpent is also being called rod. Is the one we are feeling is the shadow of death. He is the shadow. He is the death. The death is the second death. The link of fire. The shadow is the normal where everyone is dying over here. The second one, that's what we all see. Where Father Abraham, they begin to see all this unbearable side that everyone there is lamenting. Please just send Lazarus and let him just dip his hand in the cold water and come and not to drink, just to, it's heartbreak. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. We put some more. Here I am. Numbers chapter 21, I take from 5. You can take it from 4 to 9. I'm ready from 5. And the people spake against Yehovah and against Moshe. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul longest for this light of bread. And Yehovah sent what? And Yehovah sent fiery flying serpent among the people, and they bite the people, and much people of them died. They are the source of death. If you rebel, don't forget, will kill you. Okay, but the bad one, the fallen serpents, they are crying with their belly prior to the curse in Genesis 3. But the holy one don't crawl. No. That one fly. That is why it's being called fiery fly serpent. These are the true essence of a bit. This is the fire. Okay, this is the true essence, but the fallen one is the shadow of death. He is the shadow, and death has a shadow, and the death that has a shadow, that is what we are dealing with over here. The number one, the first death, but the second one is the Ogiwu, the king of death. That is eternal link of fire being tortured, just as we heard from the testimony we heard. Okay, from that man, the rich man, is being tortured. Said he's being tortured. Heartbreaking. Back to foundational scripture, Psalm 23. I want to read it all through now. Yea, though I walk through, we are walking through it, okay? The valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Who is the evil? Is the one we are still talking about here, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. When, and what was the first time man experienced what is fear here on earth? It is still again right in Genesis 3, where we break the rules of Abayewa. That brings about fear. Our conscience will bear within us that we have done something bad. He said, I'm not going to fear. Why? Because I know I never did no wrong. Even though you are dragging me through this valley of the shadow of death, through one man that passed through all, but I'm coming out alive. All right, because I'm not going to give in to your madness. I don't want that torture. You can go there with your people. For thou art with me. Thy rod is the serpent. Okay, not the folly ones. And thy staff is the same. They comforted me. Yahuwah is my shepherd. You know, shepherd always have a rod. And the rod is the flying serpent, fiery flying serpent. It's been called rod. It's also staff. All right. Is a true essence of Abayewa. Is a fire, is oil, is a wind, is a water. It has a lot of dimension. All right. We put some more now. All right. Now, here I am. Who can I John chapter 60, verses 7. He said, your rod comforts me. Your rod in your staff. Rod is a staff. Staff is a rod. They comforted me. How? John 67, 7. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expanded for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you as the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. He is the one to be with us in this very valley of shadow. Everyone is over there. All right, now, I think Luke chapter 10, I'm going to be sure. You see, when that man was being wounded, let me go straight first before quoting. Yes, I was right. Luke chapter 10, you take it from 30 to 37. And Yehoshua answered, said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and for among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, his garment, and wounded him, and depart, leaving him half dead. This half dead is the shadow of death. Who was that man? It is Adam. Then who was this? Who was the one, All right, now, let me keep reading. Jericho, the thief, is the serpent. He coming about to do, steal, kill, and destroy. Is the destroyer. 31. And by chance there came down a certain prince that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other. He don't even care. What could that be? That is the causes from Genesis 3. Okay, you've been beaten by seven, you've been deceived. That is your problem. Okay, you hurt. It's not my business. It's still pass a righteous judgment. You don't want to keep his law. That's it. The link of fire is awaiting. That is the shadow. Everyone walked through half dead. That is the shadow. But the full one is the link of fire. 32 now. And likewise a Levite. And when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. He also don't care. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 27:28 said, curses upon everyone who did not confirm the sin of this book. If you refuse to do it, it did it again. It's still working. Because if you don't keep the law of Abayewa, you're going to keep the law of the shadow of death. You're going to be following his instruction. The first woman did. That brings about half death. Abayewa don't care. The prince, he did it again. And he promised to do it one more time. The place we are coming from, that is the second death, the full death. 34, 33. But a certain Samaritan as his journey came when he was, and saw him, he had compassion on him. I see Yehoshua, our good shepherd, and went to him, and he took our blame upon himself, okay, and redeemed you and me. He gave you the key already. You want to miss it? All right, now, not duplicate. And went to him and bind up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own best, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, and he departed. He took out two penicle and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay you. All right, which now, okay, that's it. I end it over there. So who is the inner? It is the Ruach HaKodesh. Though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, you are right over there. Is the inner, is the one to is our comforter, is the one to take care of it. He says, Yahshua said, he will take off me. That is the money I will pay when I come back. He will take of me and give it unto you. Okay, John chapter 16. Let me be sure. It's 16. Let me check the verse. All right, now you can read it from verses 7. John 16, 7 to 15, but I'm reading only 13. Howbeit when he is speaking about the, okay, is of even here. Howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you, is the guider, into the all truth. Who is the truth? Is Yahushua, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And life. Okay. No one cometh unto heaven, not by Jesus, not by Allah, but by him, Yahushua. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he shall show you things to come. He's the one with us now. He's the one guiding everyone. Yahshua has done it so far. He's gone. The Holy Spirit is the power of resurrection. Is the one to quicken you. Is the one to call you. Is the one to help you to fast. Is the one to teach you because he's a teacher. To let you know he's bringing visions upon revelations unto you. To let you know the hour and the moment has come. Get ready to go out of bondage. He's the one doing it. Get ready to come out from this shadow of the valley. You went through it. Get ready to come out. He is the one to let you know. He's the one to announce unto you the time has come. Matthew 25, the wise one fall asleep, and the foolish one also do likewise. He is the one that woke them up. Woke up, the bridegroom is here. He is the one. That in our weeping, he is the one to strengthen. In our downer, he is the one to raise us up. Wake up, my friend, from your slumber. Wake up from your sleep, for the bridegroom is here. He is the one that raised the alarm. Because he said, what I give unto you, that is what is going to pass. That is how he took care of you. All right, now by your word promise, you don't want to keep his law. It's better you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, where you go through the death itself. Horrible. Don't go through the death. That is eternal horrible. You see already. Yes. My most favorite. That's what we are spreading over to. What? The verses 5. He prepared a table. He prepared this wondrous table for me right in Genesis. So, enemy combo. That's spoil everything, but he's doing it again. So I want to spread over to verses 5 and 6 now. I hope I'm able to finish that one at part 4. Okay, so I don't want to spread down to 5th video, no. So we are just read Luke chapter 10. It's Abayewa. Abayewa is the one, speaking of the prince, or the Lewi. Lewi and prince, they are the same. He's the one passing his law. You don't want to keep his law. All right, now, he promised one eternal exile, which is the eternal link of fire. It better everyone walk through the shadow of death, not the death himself. It's horrible. You can handle it. You can stand it. Run out of this shadow and come to life. That is Yahuwah. That is Yehoshua. That is Ruach HaKodesh for you.